Struggle with the Insomnia, Chapter 10 of Holographic Multiverse. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into Chapter 10, and honestly, this one hit me differently. It's called Struggle with the Insomnia, and if you've ever spent a night staring at the ceiling, wondering what's wrong with you, this chapter is going to resonate hard, when your mind won't let you escape. So picture this, it's already morning, and our protagonist has spent another entire night awake, not just tossing and turning, completely sleepless. And here's what got me. They tried their usual mental escape trick, imagining themselves in beautiful places to drift off. But it didn't work. Nothing worked. Instead, they're doing this conscious breathing thing. Deep inhale, slow exhale, trying to wake up their exhausted muscles while keeping their mind calm. It's this weird state where you're completely drained but hyper-aware of everything. Anyone else been there? The physical symptoms are brutal too. Heart racing from random panic thoughts, getting cold chills, that dangerous moment when you're driving and suddenly feel sleepy, which is terrifying when you haven't actually slept. And don't get me started on the stomach pain that kicks in when anxiety hits. The doctor visit that changed everything. Now, here's where it gets real. The clinic visit, and we've all been there, right? Waiting in that sterile room, looking at anatomy posters, feeling vulnerable and hoping someone can just fix you. The doctor starts with the usual questions, medications, recent stress, and the protagonist gives what sounds like textbook answers: job loss, death in the family, the acceptable reasons for falling apart. But then the doctor asks something simple. Do you miss your parents? And boom, floodgates open. This is where I had to pause the chapter because it hit so close to home. The protagonist confesses they've been homesick for a long time, haven't seen their parents, and it's especially brutal during holidays. Christmas, Easter, New Year. Those times when everyone's supposed to be together and you're just not. The diagnosis that made it all click. Here's the kicker. The doctor doesn't just say, "You have insomnia." The diagnosis is insomnia due to depression caused by nostalgia. Basically, being homesick was literally making them sick, disrupting their sleep, messing with their entire system. And suddenly everything makes sense. It's not just being tired, it's your body rebelling because your heart is somewhere else. The prescription? Zoloft, sleeping pills, but also, and this is important, exercise, music, meditation, better diet, no alcohol, no caffeine. It's not just about popping pills, it's about rebuilding from the ground up. The relief of finally knowing. What happens next is beautiful. There's this moment of relief, not because the problem is solved, but because it finally has a name. They describe it as a big stone falling from their heart. That feeling of finally understanding why you've been struggling, that's powerful stuff. Taking action. The healing ritual begins. And then something amazing happens. They start taking action. First stop, pharmacy and bookstore, where they randomly find a psychology magazine about treating insomnia and depression. Sometimes the universe gives you exactly what you need, right? Then comes the grocery list. And this part is genius. They're not just buying food, they're buying medicine. Bananas and eggs for tryptophan, spinach and nuts for magnesium, chamomile tea, valerian root. Each item is chosen specifically to support better sleep. It's like they're building their own natural pharmacy. Food is medicine. The cooking scene really got to me. Making tuna fish isn't just making dinner. It's this deliberate act of self-care. They're taking time to smell it, prepare it properly, actually taste their food instead of just wolfing down a sandwich on the go. The gym, trading mental pain for physical pain. But here's my favorite part, the gym visit. They read in that magazine about exercise helping, so they go. And the way they describe it is incredible. Blinding lights, loud music, pushing through the burn. And then this insight that blew my mind. The psychological weight and pressure from insomnia. I replaced it with physical pain in muscles. They literally worked out their mental anguish through physical exhaustion. Their head became empty, easy, and free of all thoughts. That post-workout clarity where everything just feels possible? Yeah, that's what they found. Why this chapter hits so hard? Look, this chapter works because it's brutally honest about several things we all deal with. The absolute misery of not being able to sleep, and how it affects everything else in your life. How emotional pain shows up physically. Your mind might be in one place, but your body keeps the score. The specific ache of being far from home, especially during important moments. If you've ever been the only one missing from family gatherings, you know this pain. And most importantly, that moment when you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start taking action, even small ones. The real message here. Here's what I love about this chapter. It doesn't end with everything being magically fixed. It ends with someone heading home with medication, groceries, and an exhausted but clear mind. It ends with hope, but realistic hope. The stone is lifted because now there's understanding, but the actual problem, being far from family, missing those important moments, that's still there, and that's okay. Healing isn't about making problems disappear, it's about learning to carry them differently. What we can learn. If you're struggling with your own version of this, whether it's insomnia, homesickness, or just feeling disconnected, this chapter shows us something important. Sometimes the first step is just naming what's wrong. Getting that diagnosis, that moment of clarity, can be the beginning of everything. And then, you do the work. You make the grocery list, you cook the meal, you do the workout, you take it one conscious breath, one healthy choice, one small act of self-care at a time. What did you think of this chapter? Have you ever had that moment where everything suddenly made sense? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if this resonated with you. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the mysteries of the holographic multiverse, I invite you to check out my book. You can get your copy right now. Just follow the link in the description below. Your support not only helps me create more content, but also fuels this journey of exploration. Want even deeper access? Join my Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a free download of my book. As a patron, you'll also receive bonus videos on how I conquered insomnia and anxiety, plus a private 30-minute call with me to explore life's biggest questions together. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X, for updates, extra content, and mind-expanding discussions. Links are all below. Next week, we're diving into Chapter 11, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.